Love Island USA Season 7 Episode 1. There's a lot to unpack with this. Not to mention the fact that I got up at 7 AM to watch this. So yes, I'm in my pyjamas. Yes, I've just put my oil on my skin. But do you know what? Commitment is key. This episode was almost 2 hours long. I have got pages of notes and I need to fit this into a 10-minute video. So let's get started. First of all, we need to address the intro. The dancing. Very American. Very over the top. Let me know, if you're an American and you see intros like this, is it just like, oh yeah, great? Am I just being like a British born bitch? Because to me, it's cringy as fuck. Like, even at the start of Big Brother USA, they always do like the wee signature move or whatever. And sometimes it's fine. But with this, it was just too much. I hope that's not the intro every day. I don't know. Let me know, is that just like normal in America? When I've been on holiday in America and I've went to see shows and stuff, it is a totally different experience over there for what it is here. Like, the audience are up and they're like, yeah, giving it all, dancing and shouting and all that. Like, you don't get that in the UK. And it can be a bit overwhelming at times. But understand that people are just having fun. But is there some Americans that also sit and kind of go, right, fucking calm down. This year the house is absolutely fucking stunning. Did you see the bedroom? Did you see all the colourful lights on the headboards? Wow. That is my type of thing. They've also got a speakeasy, a sauna and a photo booth. When they say speakeasy, like, there's bottles and all that, but they're not actually going to get to drink, are they? Because in the UK, I think they only get like 2 or 3 drinks a night max. Reality TV isn't the way it used to be. Like, back in the day, they used to go in Big Brother and get absolutely wrecked. But I think now they don't like to do that because then people can be taken advantage of. But I don't know if maybe they're allowed to drink more in the Love Island USA. First of all, we had Shelley. She says she dates boys and girls, but she doesn't have a label. Like, she doesn't think herself as bi or whatever. She just dates whoever she likes. And might I say, this hairstyle that she's wearing with the wee braids at the top and the curls, I enjoy this hairstyle a lot. Like, sometimes, you know how like the braids will come down more and then there's just like curls at the end. I don't know the name of this hairstyle, but I love it. She's 27 for Queens, and I was about to say I really liked her dress, but realistically, all the girls had nice dresses on. Orlandria is 27, she's a country girl, and she says that her mum had 3 kids by the time she was 21. Holy fuck. Huda is 24. When she came in, I thought, has she been on a reality TV show before? But then she says that she had a baby when she was 19. She's been single for 4 years, so I don't think she's been on anything else. Now, when she came in, she was speaking to the other 2 girls. She instantly revealed that she had a daughter. Because she was like, oh, what about kids? Like, and you knew that she was going to say it. But then she says, oh, I don't want to reveal anything too fast. It was literally the first thing she said about herself, so she's not done a very good job at that. I know she meant revealing that to the guys, but she could have been telling they 2, and they could have been bitches and just went back to the guys and been like, oh, by the way, she's got a baby. Like, she doesn't know these people. You can't just trust people instantly. Bella A, assuming that there's going to be another Bella since it's Bella A and they only put initial when there's going to be another one. But she's like, oh, I'm a Christian. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's fine. But then when it came to the kissing bit later and she was just having kisses on the cheek, I kind of thought, is this the right show for her? Now, I'm not saying that Christians can't have fun, but when you think about the games and stuff that they play on this show, where they have to like give the sexiest kiss or whatever, if she just always go to give kisses on the cheek, I don't really know how this is going to work out for her. Yulissa is 27. She says that she was in a 9-year relationship. She looked after her boyfriend. She was always cooking and cleaning for him and he was playing computer games. And then she's like that, oh, he cheated on me. Like, he's an idiot, right? Look at this bikini. I kind of love it. I couldn't wear something like that because I don't have these boobs. But it's very interesting. The only thing I'll say is that I don't really like the bottoms. They're too plain. We needed something down here. I don't know what, but we needed something, you know, just to give it an extra kick. If I had a body like this, you're damn right I would be wearing a bikini like that. The longer she was in the villa, I was thinking, she looks like somebody, like, who the fuck does she look like? And she turned to the side, and she kind of looked a wee bit like Demi Lovato. And then when she turned round, and like some of the guys were coming in, she smiled, and I was like, holy shit, she really looks like Demi Lovato. When the girls were sitting around chatting, and they were saying, what's your type? And Huda was like, oh, I like pretty men, like I like a good looking guy. And that is totally fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got a type, and a good looking guy is different to everybody. But I personally feel that if a guy was sitting and he says, oh, I really like a smoking hot woman, people would say, oh my god, he's such a dick because he only cares about looks. And I'm not saying that that's the case here, but I just like to point out double standards sometimes. In come the guys, and Shelley was like, oh my god, is this real? And I thought, alright, calm down, they're not that good looking. I thought that she was like overwhelmed with her beauty. But it turns out that Shelley and Ace already knew each other, and they had met in a club before. Ace's VT comes up and he's pure dancing, and I'm like, oh fuck man, he's got to be one of these. But then it turned out that he owns a dance company, so I was like, right, okay, understandable. I thought he was just going to be one of the people that was just like fucking over the top 24/7. Now clearly I don't fancy anybody on these shows because I am like so old compared to them, and generally I don't really fancy people anyway, but I do think that he's got quite a cute smile. Nick was saying he's travelled the world, he's been to like 42 countries, different women are like different spices and all that. Instant skis bag. I didn't like the look of him when he walked in. I didn't like him when he started talking, and he's Millie's favourite. Taylor is a cowboy. He seems like a nice guy, but it's an absolute no for me. Anybody who wants to do rodeos, bucking broncos and all that, like the horse doesn't want you on it, like get yourself to fuck. It's the same with people who do bull riding. It's cruelty to animals. I've got no time for it. Get yourself to fuck. He's also saying that he lives in a small town and everybody's been with everybody, and he doesn't want to be with somebody who's been with everybody. Now make of that what you will. Austin is a pool boy. He's saying he wants a big family. He wants to have his own kids, adopt kids, blah blah blah. Well, do you know what? I hope that being a pool boy pays well. He's a spitting image of somebody who's been on either Big Brother or F-Boy Island. I don't know if it's just like a generic American look that he's got, but when I tried to look him up, apparently he's not been on anything else, so let me know in the comments who you think he looks like. Jeremiah, I'm sure he says he's a model and he's got another job, but I can't remember what it was. I didn't really pay that much attention to him at first until he got paired up. I genuinely don't think I'm going to fit all this into 10 minutes. I'm going as fast as I can. The guys stood on hearts and the girls got to choose who they paired up with. So they chose 2 guys to kiss, and then they chose who they wanted to be with. And when Shelley walked up at first, she walked up as if she was like going to Jeremiah, and then she like walked away and they're all like, oh yeah, right, like slay or whatever. And that was fine, right? But see, when the rest of the girls went and they were all doing it, I was like, right, it's fucking boring now. Like, I can't be bothered with the dramatics of it. That's okay to do once or twice, but now let's just kind of move on. She kissed Austin and Ace. That kiss with Austin was awkward looking. I don't know, it was the way he was leaning over her. I don't know, it was just weird. Then when she kissed Ace, I thought, right, she's definitely going to pick him, and she did. Huda kissed Jeremiah and Ace. Now, when she kissed Ace, Shelley was standing there, clearly raging, right? Like, she was going like that and covering her eyes, as if like, oh, this is like funny. But she was clearly not happy about it. She ended up choosing Jeremiah, and he was like over the moon, because when the presenter says, oh, how do you feel about that kiss? He's like, oh, amazing, amazing, like there's no point in playing around. It was amazing. So she was obviously going to choose him anyway. Bella chose Taylor and Nick, and she basically just went like that and took a kiss on the cheek, and this is when I thought, this isn't the right show for her. She's not going to be able to do a lot of the tasks, like, you know how it's like, oh, kiss the person that you'd like to pair up with, blah blah blah, spin the bottle, whatever. It's just not going to work out. She ended up choosing Nick, and even though he was acting happy, I think he was a bit gutted. I've basically got 30 seconds left, and I'm not going to get through the rest of this. So this is going to have to be 2 parts, only because I had to introduce everybody. But if you're interested, I'll see you in part 2. Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 1, Part 2. This was on for 2 hours, and there was way too much to get through in 10 minutes, so hopefully this is the only 2-part video I do. So the girls are choosing the boys. They've to kiss 2 boys and then choose one. Orlandra is up next, and she kisses Taylor and Nick. I had a feeling she was going to choose Taylor. Nick seemed really happy with the kiss, but she ended up picking Taylor, as I knew she would. It was Ulysses' turn, and at this point only Austin was left. So she could have just went with him just to keep the peace, but she was like, I'm not here to play it safe, bitch. I'm going to go for whoever I want. First of all, she kissed Ace, and again, Shelley didn't seem too happy, but she was kind of trying to play it off like she wasn't bothered. And then she went to kiss Jeremiah, and Jeremiah was just like, oh, I'll just give you a kiss on the cheek. And I thought, oh, that's actually kind of cute. He was making it clear from the start, I am interested in my partner and please don't pick me. At that point, it became very clear that she was going to pick Ace, because why would you pick Jeremiah? He's basically just knocked you back. So she chose Ace, and Shelley, let's face it, she was raging. But luckily enough, Austin was the only one who was left, and she had originally kissed Austin, so at least she kind of fancied him. Ace was trying to play it cool as well. He's like, oh great, this is great. You could tell he was a bit gutted. Orlandra and Taylor are chatting, getting to know each other. She's saying, oh, I'm a country belle, like I've always wanted my own cowboy and all that. Amazing. Not for me at all. But they seem to be getting on, and then later when they're chatting, she's saying, oh, I really wish that we could fish, and they've got so much in common. And it is actually quite cute. I think that they're getting on pretty well. She was also saying that she's tried to date city boys in the past, and it's just not the same. She says that country boys, like, their manners are different. And then when she was talking about how when a country boy is walking down the street, like, what side of the street do you walk on? And he's like, oh, the outside. I didn't even know this was a thing until a few years ago, and I mentioned it to my partner, and they says, oh, do you not notice that I do that all the time? I don't notice anything. I just walk about fucking oblivious to what's going on. So they seem to have similar values, and everything is looking okay. I'm very confused about the whole Shelley and Austin situation, because I feel like when she's with him, she's chatting away to him, everything's fine, and she was even saying, oh, we get along and we never run out of things to talk about. But then when she's talking about Ace, there's a totally different vibe. Like, you can really tell that she prefers Ace, but he seems to be totally into her. And already he's like, oh, I can see a future with her, like we were talking about family, like I can see myself leaving with her. And he did say at the start when he came in that he falls in love easily, and that is very clear at this point. When Shelley's in the diary room talking about Aston, she's like, oh, he looks good. Like, she's trying to be nice, but she's not, I don't think she's being honest with herself. Nick was asking Bella how she feels about sharing a bed, and he says, have you ever shared a bed before? And she says, oh no, I'm not really the sort of person who goes out and like meets people in clubs. So I don't know if she is saying she has never shared a bed with a guy, or if she's literally just saying, I don't usually go out to clubs and meet people. And considering he seems to be like the biggest slut in the house so far, this is not a great mix. Jeremiah and Huda are getting on amazingly, and the two of them seem to really like each other, and he's been cute as fuck. And then they walk away and she's like, oh, love you. Like, and she's like, oh, I didn't mean that. Later on they're talking, and I can't remember the name of it, but you know how like the bed that sinks into the ground? What do you call that again? They're chatting on that, and she's saying to him, oh, like, do you have your own house, or do you have roommates or whatever? And he's saying he's going to have a roommate. And she was saying that she's got a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. She's fucking 24 years old. Good for her. Now, I don't know if it's a bought house or a let house or whatever, right? But even so, I was very impressed. And then he says, oh, what's your other room for? Is it an office? And she just went, oh, I'll tell you later. Very suspicious, right? So then he's like, oh, I'm freaking out. That automatically tells you that he's not going to be happy when he finds out that she's got a wee girl. And then she went, oh, it's nothing bad. And he says, oh, I didn't say it was. What else is it going to be? I mean, unless she's going to turn around and say, oh, I've got 12 cats, then why else would you say that? Unless she's going to say, oh, like, I live with my ex or whatever. But I hate to say it, but I don't think he's going to be too happy when he finds out that she's got a wee girl. Nick was in the diary room talking about Bella, and he was talking to one of the other guys, and I think that he's been totally fake as fuck. When he was saying, oh, I really like her, and when she let me give her a kiss on the cheek, like, my heart was really beating and stuff. I think he's talking absolute shit. I think he just doesn't want to say, no, I'm not into her, like, I can't be bothered with the games. Do you know what I mean? And he says that he really likes Orlandra, who kissed him earlier. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it. I mean, maybe it's not that much of a big deal, but she's went on to Love Island, and everybody's expecting to play games and do all this stuff, and she's like, give me a kiss on the cheek. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm certainly not saying that just because you're on Love Island means that you have to go about kissing everybody and just playing all the games and then just whip your pants off at the first opportunity. But I'm just saying, maybe she won't be able to participate the way the others can. Ace is the first one to pull somebody who's not in a couple with for a chat, and it is so clear that they're going to end up together. Unless somebody comes in and steals them, the two of them clearly like each other. So it's the next night and the presenter is already back. Is her name Ariana? I forgot to mention actually that in the first episode, her outfit was absolutely fucking stunning. It was like an asymmetric crystal belly top with a long asymmetric skirt. Oh my god, I love asymmetry, I love crystals, 10 out of 10. So the drama has already started. She's like, oh, do you want to kiss somebody? Maybe you're not happy with the couple that you're in. You're going to be kissing somebody in secret. Ooh, the drama. They put on their blindfolds and they've got to put their hand up if they want to kiss somebody else. Now, personally, I would have liked it if they had on ear defenders so they didn't hear people kissing, so that they didn't know. And I know it kind of like maybe added to the drama because you could hear your partner kissing somebody, but I just feel like not knowing would have been better. And then also they would have been able to lie about it. Like if they says, oh, did somebody kiss you? And they're like, oh no, nobody kissed me. They would just never know. So they had to put up their hand if they wanted to kiss somebody else, and it's Shelley, Nick, Ace and Orlando all put their hands up. No surprises, Shelley and Ace were kissing each other. That was a given. Nick kissed Orlando, no surprise there, he'd already spoke about how he liked her. So I'm thinking, oh, Orlando probably likes Nick, she kissed him at the start. No. I was absolutely fucking flabbergasted when she kissed Ace. What usually happens when the islanders are blindfolded, they bring in bombshells. This is a very fast-paced show. There's bombshells already. First of all, we have Charlie, who's from the UK. He goes in and kisses all the girls. Then we have Sarah, who kisses all the boys, and Nick is very impressed. He's like, oh, 10 out of 10 kiss. Yes, a bit of that. What I will say is, I get that in these shows you go about kissing everybody and all that, but for me, kissing somebody and you don't know who you're kissing, you don't know what they look like, you don't know anything about them, I'm not really into it, to be honest. Because I'm the sort of person who, if I was on reality TV, and like if I was younger, obviously I wouldn't do fucking shit like this now, but if I was younger and I was on a show like this, and it was like, oh, please spin the bottle or do whatever, and I didn't fancy somebody at all, or I didn't like them, I'd be like, no thanks. But in this case, you don't really have a choice. So then, they were told that the bombshells had come in and kissed them, and they had to put their blindfolds back on and raise their hand if they wanted to get to know the bombshells better. And it doesn't show you who's going to raise their hand, but I think it's quite clear that Nick is going to. Then, it's so dramatic, it shows you a clip of Nick's time. And Jeremiah is talking to the guys about the conversation that he had with Huda, and it seems to be as if he suspects that she's got a child, and he's maybe not too happy about it. Which is a shame, because you see a clip of her like kind of crying, and the two of them really like each other. So I don't really know why it would make a difference. As somebody who doesn't want kids and never wanted kids, if I really liked somebody and they had a child, then it wouldn't make a difference to me. Now, if they had 2 or 3 kids or more, then maybe. But 1, I could live with. Somebody is going into the hideaway and it is going to cause fucking drama. I love it. I'm really looking forward to Love Island Australia, because Australian reality TV is a 10 out of 10. I apologise for the length of this video. I doubt that anybody's made it to the end, but if you have, thumbs up to you. I will be here as many days as I can get up at 7 AM. This could be the last time you see me, to be honest, but thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of episode 1. There was so much going on, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!